Hi, if you've been active at all on the internet for the past few days, you've probably heard of the news. The reason that Dr. Disrespect was supposedly banned from Twitch 4 years ago was because he tried sexting a minor. I know, look at me, Trend Andy, hopping on the hottest topics that there are. Welcome to YouTube 2024. Now, I myself have never really been much of a Dr. Disrespect viewer. I'd watch him occasionally, like from time to time, but I've never been like a consistent viewer. But also, I already know what everyone's gonna say. Oh, it's another streamer getting exposed as a pedophile, and well, yeah. But honestly, fuck that topic. I don't really care, because this is bound to happen. This has happened 1,000 times in the past, and it's gonna happen 1,000 times in the future. What I want to do instead is I want to use this video to talk about a certain experience that I had myself with a similar topic. It's a very funny story that I've wanted to tell for a pretty long time, but I never really had a good opportunity to. And this is the perfect opportunity to do it. So let's go. I'm actually really fucking excited to do this. The year is 2021, somewhere around late summer. This was the same year that I had passed my high school exams, so I had a extra long summer break, and I was playing a lot of games pretty much all day, mostly Geometry Dash, while being in calls with my friends. And I had a certain friend group on Discord that I played with pretty much every day, and at one point things got kind of strange. Now, I was friends with pretty much everyone there. I was spending a lot of time in calls, just doing whatever. People were coming in the calls, people were leaving the calls, but the call itself was active pretty much like 24/7. And at one point, I was contacted through DMs by the quote-unquote owner of this group. I'm putting air quotes here because we never really had an owner, but this guy just happened to have been the one who made the group, so he had like the admin person. You get what I mean. He contacted me through DMs and said he wanted to talk about something. I said okay, and this is when things got really bizarre, because what happened after this was I was put into a group chat that, I shit you not, they named the Execution Chamber. Looking through the member list, I realized that this was a group chat that all consisted of people from my friend group. And this is when I realized what was going on. These people were trying to expose me as a pedophile because they thought that I was having sexual relations with one of my best friends who was trans male to female and also 15 years old. Keep in mind that, first of all, if you watch me for any length of time, you know that for the longest time I have enforced, especially on myself, the rule that any sexual / loving relations, or whatever you want to call it, through the internet, I do not condone. Meaning that things like e-dating, e-sex, whatever, all that bullshit, I'm not into any of that. The second thing I want you to keep in mind here is this was 2021. I was 17 years old. Let's look up the definition of pedophile real quick. Pedophilia is a psychiatric disorder in which an adult experiences a primary or exclusive sexual attraction to prepubescent children. An adult. Ladies and gentlemen, an adult. A 17-year-old is not an adult. But let's say they are, alright? I mean, to be fair, I was already a pretty mature person at the age of 17, right? So let's run with the story for a second here. Even then, these people, it was so funny. They were really trying to, like, almost frame me, I guess, for something that just straight up didn't happen. As I already said before, I've always enforced the rule that I don't support any, like, e-dating stuff or like anything like that that happens through the internet. And this friend of mine lived in Norway. I live in the Netherlands. That is across the sea. Sure, it's only a 2-hour flight, but it's still a 2-hour flight. The best part of the story is that while I was talking to these people in this group chat, trying to, for whatever reason, prove my innocence, even though I had nothing to prove, but hey, I was dumb. I was sitting downstairs on the couch, and my mom called me for something that she needed help with. So I came over there, and I said in the group chat, hey, my mom called me, I'll be right back. And they immediately jumped on the bandwagon that I was using that as an excuse to, quote, buy myself more time to think of a good excuse, or something like that. So they ended up making the decision right then and there to ban me from the friend group over something that never happened. To give you a little bit of context here, all of these people that I was in this friend group with were Geometry Dash players. And Geometry Dash around that time was seeing a lot of big names that were getting exposed as pedophiles. First, in late 2020, Krazen was exposed, who was a pretty well-known player. Then a very well-known YouTuber called Guitar Hero Styles was exposed, even though that was like only way later, and some other people in between that as well. But the community was seeing a lot of people getting exposed as pedophiles, so it kind of prompted a lot of people, because also you have to remember that a lot of these people that play Geometry Dash, no offense, but they're not the brightest tool in the shed. And some of them are also just young, so they're easy to be like impressed. And I think that that's what happened, that because so many people were getting exposed as pedophiles, that some of these friends of mine, well, friends, basically started to think that, hey, this looks slightly suspicious, this guy's probably a pedophile. Because to be quite fair, at that point in the community, if you were in doubt about anyone, you were most likely going to end up correct. Very dumb story, and I was after this, of course, banned from the friend group for I think like the next 6 months or something, maybe even longer actually. But eventually the owner of the friend group contacted me again after like 6 months or a year, or I don't know how much time actually passed, and basically said, hey, you can come back in if you want, we know that you're innocent. And at first I wasn't gonna come back, but eventually I decided, you know what, fuck it. So I decided to come back into the friend group for one reason and one reason only: to bully everyone who made sure that I got banned in the first place. Which is exactly what I did. And I have no regrets. Listen, if you're gonna blame someone based off of thin air, you're gonna have to deal with the consequences. Don't flame me for this, alright? I was a victim. Very funny story that I wanted to tell, and now I am able to clickbait it, which I'm very happy about. But anyway, thank you very much for watching my storytime video. See ya!